Today we're going to talk about generators and manifesting generators. If you are in this very big group of people, so altogether you make almost 70% of the population, or you are somebody who is trying to better understand a generator or manifesting generator that you are supporting, then this live today is going to be for you. And it's specifically on the topic of, like, if you feel like you're not getting anything to respond to. So we're going to talk about that. Now, we haven't met before, I am Carolyn Southwell. I'm a projector who has been surrounded by generators and manifesting generators my whole life. So my whole family of origin are all generators and manifesting generators. And then in my adult life, I have lived with predominantly, until I moved in with the manifestor 6.5 years ago, most of the adults that I have lived with have been generators or manifesting generators, and served so many of you guys in groups. And fun fact, the first ever group program I did, held as a human design group, was teaching generators and manifesting generators about how to respond. So in this video, I want to cover a couple of things. But the reason this video is coming about today, or this particular topic, is because somebody was brave enough to ask a question. And the question was asked, I'll pop the video up here, but the question was asked on this video, afraid to respond, what's really going on for generators or manifesting generators. So I'll make sure that's up there. And the question that was asked is it normal that nothing comes to respond to for a yes for hours? So said another way, this is a generator or a manifesting generator who is like, I'm not getting anything to respond to for hours and hours and hours. Is that normal? So I'm going to answer this question in a few parts. First of all, I want to talk about what is the difference between, let's just clarify this word normal. We often use the word normal and common interchangeably. There may be a common experience for generators and manifesting generators who are experiencing a particular situation where they're really not noticing things that they can respond to. So it might be common. But what I really want you to look at is what is healthy? What is really happening and designed to happen for generators and manifesting generators when you are healthy? And if this is not your experience, then I'll talk about what you can do to make it more of your experience, so you recognize that you have more things to respond to, and that you genuinely do get more things to respond with a yes to. So a healthy generator or manifesting generator, it's true for both of you because you both have a defined sacral, and the defined sacral center, that second square from the bottom, it's always going to be colored in your chart, usually red if it's a traditional chart, or the chart that I use with clients. And if you have a defined sacral, you're always attracting things to you all the time, constantly, for you to say yes to, and for you to say no to, for you to respond to. Now, it's so funny when I watch my clients, hello there, it's to see my clients who are generators and manifesting generators in sessions, because I will just watch them constantly respond, and I will be able to see from their response whether they're getting what I'm saying, or whether they're stuck, or the direction that we're going is a no for them. It's very easy to read a generator or manifesting generator client commonly, often, because you guys are designed to respond to all the little things. So that's the very first thing that I want to point you to. There's two big things that are going to help you if you are in this group, generator or manifesting generator, who's there's nothing to respond to. Do you really understand the difference between waiting to respond and waiting for an invitation? Now, I've got a video that I'll pop up there, but what you're searching for is the difference between responding and being invited. It's a video I did years ago, but it's one of my most popular videos because it's the thing that you can trip over a lot. And if you are a generator or a manifesting generator, it's really important to realize that you don't need to wait as much as we do as projectors. And in fact, if you are waiting for an invitation to things before you take action, if you think that the only thing that you can say yes to is direct invitations, you are missing out on a whole lot of gold, babe. So much stuff. So it's essential that you understand the difference. So do have a look for that video. The other thing that I want to point you to that became very apparent for me as I sat with this question is that if you had a pretty unsafe childhood where you didn't feel like you could like naturally say your yeses and nos out loud, like maybe your yeses were joyful and your parents didn't have enough capacity for your joy and your bigness, especially you manifesting generators, because you're designed to be really big, right? You're designed to like take up space and be loud and noisy and move around, and you're designed to be really big, okay? And there's every chance, because this happens to like every toddler on the planet basically, is that when you went to organically say no to your caregivers, did they accept your no? Did they unnecessarily or harshly, too strongly, too scarily, if that's a word, shut down your no? Because if you had your yeses and or your nos shut down too often or too strongly in too scary a way by the big people who were taking care of you when you were little, especially like under the age of 7, especially like doubly so before you started speaking, sort of, or could speak in like full long sentences, so prior to the age of about 3, then you're going to find it almost impossible to like be really tuned in with your sacral response, which means that you could be walking around the house responding to this and this and this, all these inanimate objects around your house that you could be responding to, and the emails and the YouTube video of the chick talking about responding, and the microphone and the thing that's just popped up on your phone. Like there are so many things you could respond to, and some of them are going to be yeses and some of them are going to be nos, but you're not going to be able to see them or feel them or recognize that they are opportunities for you to respond if your childhood just like shut all that responding down. So whether you call it emotional baggage or you call it, you know, unresolved trauma, or you just say, I feel stuck and I can't see the things to respond to, then I really want to encourage you to focus more of your attention on the process of deconditioning. Now, I have a whole list about tapping and deconditioning. I'll make sure I pop it here. If you haven't had much exposure to this, it is essential that you have a way for all of us of all of the types. But if you're looking at you as a generator or manifesting generator and you are like, I'm not seeing the things to respond to, I'm not having opportunities to come to me, I want you to know you are surrounded by them. And I know that could be like really annoying to hear because you're like, Carolyn, you're not in my life. But I know the energetic flow of how this works for you. So if you're not seeing it, it's because it doesn't feel safe. You are disconnected from your body, and there is a solution for that. Now, the way that I do that deconditioning work is through trauma-informed tapping. So there is more in that playlist. You can come and do that work with me. There are 2 next steps that I would suggest if that feels interesting to you. So step 1, if we've just met and you're like, Carolyn, I need to like check you out more, I need to see more of your work, then have a look at that playlist. Otherwise, you can jump on the email list, which I've linked below in the video description. And that is where I share like new opportunities, new products, new programs. So that's always going to be the first place that I'll share that. If you're like, Carolyn, just teach me already, like how do we do this work? Then there's also a link in the description for my coaching offers. So you can jump in and see if you know there's an option on there that says specifically about deconditioning using trauma-informed tapping. So that would be the one if you know you want to dive into that specifically. How do you know if you're ready for deconditioning work? Like, do you know enough about your human design? Here's what I would say. If you can explain your type to another person who doesn't know anything about it, like briefly and confidently, and you can do the same for your strategy and your inner authority, you know enough about human design for now to focus really strongly on the deconditioning. That doesn't mean that you can't keep like going down all the human design rabbit holes. It's fascinating. There's a reason I've been doing it for so damn long. But if you know all the things in human design and you don't do any of the deconditioning work, it doesn't matter how much you know about human design. You're still going to miss out on all these incredible things to respond to. They're going to remain invisible to you. And I don't want that for you, because all of your incredible next opportunities and relationships and all of the things that you could want for yourself are things that you need to respond to, which means you need to be able to see them. You need to be able to recognize what's in front of you. and deconditioning, however you do it. It doesn't even matter if you don't do it with me, but having a way to heal the stuff that's got you stuck is essential. We're not just here to learn about human design, we're here to live it. That's what this channel is about and my work is about. Now, if you found this video helpful, please do give it a like. That will communicate to the YouTube world this was helpful for you. If you think of another generator or manifesting generator that you know, feel free to share this with them if you think it will be helpful. And if you have a general question about any of the things related to being a generator, being a manifesting generator, waiting to respond, anything of a general nature that I don't need to see your human design chart, then you are welcome to ask it in a question. And if I haven't already answered it on the channel and it's a general enough question that could help, half a dozen, 1,000 people, then I'll be happy to answer it in a future question. And on the final screen here, I'll make sure I put up a couple of playlists that should be super useful next steps.